Glad to be on the show, and I'm glad you started by talking about unnecessary federal employees. This is an area where I think in the past the Republicans have dropped the ball, right? I think they could have
Yeah.
followed Doge's lead on the big, beautiful bill. They could have had less federal employees. On a recently passed defense authorization bill, they could have had a lot less employees. Right now in the Department of Defense, they have over 700,000 non-uniformed personnel, right? I mean, you might think we have 700,000 people ready to fight. No, 700,000 sitting behind this computer screen. That's ridiculous. The Republicans in Congress, I think, failed the public. They're now reducing that number in the authorization bill, but now President Trump can look at it. And I would guess from anecdotal evidence here in town, people talking about people, their relatives who work for the government, people from their church, whatever. There are lots of federal employees making six figures doing very little work. Now is the time for President Trump to look at these employees. Let's not forget during this whole ordeal, 26% of the federal budget is borrowed. Think about that. Every Social Security check, every Medicare reimbursement, 26% is borrowed. Now is the time for President Trump to look at these positions and say, do we need 700,000 non-uniform personnel in the Department of Defense, or can we lower that to 500,000 or 400,000? And if that goes on, quite frankly, the show time is worth it.
Yeah. This may be one of the most consequential and reshaping shutdowns in American history. You mentioned the large civilian personnel at the Pentagon. Where else do you think we saw some major green energy and green infrastructure things that were left over from the Biden years cut real quickly? Do you have some other favorites that you'd like to see the Trump administration trim the fat from?
Well, I think everybody knows the low-income housing tax, but that's $12 billion a year for something that's just a giveaway to wealthy property developers. That's another thing where there's not a small savings. I would like to see President Trump go after them. They're very politically active, but that's still no reason to waste $12 billion a year.
Yeah, that's really smart.